And the first bubble will go to you, Anthony.
お母様へのメッセージでもあったんだ。私のthe the that talk to the message to that is for the mother.
You're right. That is what it
Even
says. So, to go back to the previous page, the mother was talking about this manga. She read the manga, and we have this superhero who's called the Man of What Men Like to Be is like his name, something weird, stupid pun like that. And anyway, before he becomes the number one man in the universe, the woman he loves, the princess, comes over and confesses her love to him. And he goes like, "This is not the time and place for that. I don't want you to confess your love like I'm some kind of loser. Know your place, woman." And thus she beats him up for being so obnoxious. So this right here was a message, right? The story was a message to the woman they're talking to. And so contextually, right, it's a message that he wanted to become a number one mangaka to confess his love to her, but wasn't really interested in her confessing her love to him to begin with, which was theoretically something she could have done, right? But it's the man's job to confess. That's what that's like saying. And then she says, "Watashi wa so uketotta wa?" She says, "Yeah, I received it as that," because they're agreeing with, "Yeah, I agree. That was a message to me." And it's the context, right, that she's talking about, like, why she never confessed her love to him from the previous time we met. Yaru na Kawaguchi daro. He says, man, he really can do stuff, that mangaka. The next bubble here is going to go to Cookie, which he is on no voice today, so I'll be reading for him. じゃあ、私からも一つだけ聞いていい？はい。じゃあ、私からも一つだけ聞いていい？ Hang on, I gotcha. Well, you're right, that's the job. 私からも一つだけ聞いていい？ Also, from me, can I ask you just one thing? Yeah, that is what it says. Can I also ask you one question? Perfect. Hi? Yes? And this panel right here goes to Anthony.
高木くんと真城くん、美穂と付き合ってるのはどっち？高木くん and 真城くん、who among the two of you are seeing Miho?
Perfect. いえ、どっちもまだ付き合っていません。将来付き合うとしたらこっち。It says, no, neither of us are dating her yet, but the one who will date her in the future is this guy. Oi! Hey! よかった! Thank goodness. And this bubble right over here is going to go to Cookie. And the first bubble over here is going to go to Anthony.
Okay, 私、昔から勉強できる人ってタイプじゃないから。It's because from before, I don't really like the studious type of person myself.
Yeah. And by
rapport.
type, she means like type you want to date, not like a person in general.
Ah,
I don't find a studious kind of person attractive, is probably how I'd translate it. Even though like does work for that, it sounds like she hates him or something. But she's just saying, I wouldn't date some nerd. Not like I hate you as a person. Um, and Cookie's line is, 女の子って少し悪くらいの男の子の方が気になるのよ、気になるものよ. And Cookie translated as, girls tend to like men who are a little bit bad. And you're totally right. If you're talking about a girl, you like guys that are, a little bit bad. Oops, I deleted that. That should be back up, boop, into the corner. Okay. And this panel way over here is going to go to Cookie. And this first big bubble here is going to go to Anthony.
Okay, あれです。あれでしょ。お母様、それはお母様の趣味の問題であって、僕だってモテるのすよ。くそ真面目な女子に、それに、ねは悪です。Oh, is he like being poetic?
Uh,
Iaredes. Iaredes. I don't know what Iaredes means.
yeah?
Is it dislike?
What
Dislike.
does iya mean? Yes, that is dislike. How about are?
That.
Yep. No, that's the thing. Is probably how I translate. Yeah, are desu yo. Because subject's dropped in Japanese, right? So that
Uh,
is that. So he's talking about the fact that girls don't really like nerdy boys. They like a little bit of danger, right? So yeah,
uh,
あれですよ. So yeah, that's the thing.
お母様、それは母様の趣味の問題であって、それはお母様の趣味のthat is that is mom's hobby. What's that? No, show me no. That's the mom's
So
problematic
shumi is
hobby.
taught to you as the meaning of hobby.
Yeah.
Because if you said, "Shumi wa nan desu ka?" Like, what is your hobby? It's not actually the word hobby. It just means liked thing.
Uh,
And it's normally not like a romantic like. It's just things that you like. So you like your hobby. So that's how it's used like that. But shumi can be used like with anything you like. Like it's sometimes it's used when it's like, oh, he has that kind of preferences. Shumi will be used in that
nice.
kind of sentence as well. So he's saying that's your preference, not that that's your hobby. Uh,
Okay, so she's saying like, yeah, that's the kind of problem or question that like the mom likes or prefer.
Not really the question that she pronounced, but I do see why you'd get that. No shimi no mondai de atte. He's basically talking about, he like the previous thing the mom said, right? Was
Yeah.
that he thinks that Takagi is unattractive, right? Is he unattractive? Is
Uh,
he popular in class? Do we have this information?
no.
He's actually very popular at its school. We were kind of
Mm.
told like he's number one in the grade, and all the girls kind of like him. Versus Mashiro is actually more of the nerd guy. He's trying to act all cool, but like the only person who notices he exists is the girl he likes, because she is a weirdo, which would be brought up. Like literally, he asked her if she would marry him, and she's like, okay, but only if we can never ever meet and talk to each other ever, and only communicate through text messages. Like he is a bona fide weirdo. And that's the only person that like likes him. Versus this guy, has multiple girls who like him at school, and he's relatively popular because they feel like he's going to succeed is part of it. So the mondai, the issue going on here is like, no, no, mom, like this is you. You have this kind of like other people, like maybe your daughter could have liked me, is kind of what he's talking about here. He's saying like because the mom said girls like bad boys. He's like, what, mom? No, that's you. That's your thing. So the problem isn't like a literal problem here. It's just saying it's like your situation is what we're talking
Uh,
about. And when I say
uh,
僕だってモテるんすよ, which is ですよ. Oh, that's
moterun. If it's me, moterun, I'll be pop, good looking or popular to the girls.
If you're talking about me, I am popular, exactly.
Uh,
クソ真面目な女子に. And he says, I am super popular to those darn goody two shoes girls.
uh,
それに目はワイルです. And he says on top of that, sorry, his ne. I think he's saying on top of that,
roots.
I'm a wild personality. So he's saying I'm not like a little nerd that doesn't do anything. Is a Nev being like from the source. So he's smart from the trees, but he's wild deep inside. 何向きになってんだよ? Why are you taking this so seriously? And then now it's time for cookies, which is,そうか, ごめんなさいね. Which is, is that the case? I'm sorry. Which is perfect. And, oops. And these two bubbles over here will go to Cookie. And this panel is going to go to Anthony. So now it's your turn, Anthony.
おじいさん、美穂さんのお母さんが同級生だったことと、僕のおじいさんが漫画家だったってことを、美穂さんは知らないでしょうね。So the first bubble says, Oji-san and Miho-san mom are is it was on the same class. 僕のおじいさんが漫画家だったってこと、美穂さん。My uncle is a mangaka, which Miho-san doesn't know about.
Yes, that is what it says. So the fact that your uncle and Miho were the same class, you as Miho's mother and my uncle were the same classmates, and the fact that my uncle was a mangaka, Miho doesn't know this, right? And then the mom says, 知らない, which Cookie translates as, yeah, she doesn't know. And the main character goes, よかった, which is good, perfect, good job, Cookie. And this line down over here is going to go to Cookie, and the one on the top is going to go to Anthony.
それだけは絶対美穂さんに言わないでほしいんです。それだ。I would like Miho-san. I would like it if you won't say anything to Miho-san. Only that thing. Don't say anything to Miho-san.
Yeah, don't say that at all to, for sure, to, so anything at all but the fact you're classmates or the fact that, you know, my uncle was a mangaka. Be a secret. And then, わかった, 絶対言わない, which Cookie translates as, alright, I won't tell her. Takagi mo ichadameyo, which is, I won't talk about Takagi either. That one's incorrect. Theoretically, that is possible because the mo particle can replace basically any other particle except for ni. So ni becomes nemo, so it gets added to it. But like wa and o and all those kind of things can just be replaced by mo. However, don't talk. Oh, wait. Yes, don't talk about it either, Takagi. Perfect. Good correction. And hi. Which is right. Perfect. And Takaki, Akikito-kun, Mashiro, Moritaka-kun, just saying their names, and they say hi, yes. And Anthony, next bubble will be for you.
立派な漫画家さんになって、私も陰ながら応援してます。立派な漫画家。Okay. So, become a extraordinary mangaka. I will also like from the shadows cheer on you.
Perfect. Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much. Hi, yes. Oops. And this bubble here is going to go to Cookie, and the first one's going to go to Anthony again.
結局、あずきが帰ってくる直前まで話していた。あずきが帰ってくる。Okay. Azuki will like finally come home. 直前まで話していた。And going to talk to her directly. 直前まで。How does the
that
mother
is
fit in?
so chokozen can mean directly, but in this context, it's the other meaning of chokozen, which is
Before.
right before. So this is actually a relative clause. That was my bad for giving you a period there. It's saying right up until the moment right before Azuki arrives home. What did we do?
Talk.
Perfect. They talked. They had a conversation. So actually, chokushin just means just before. I think you think about like Zen men or something, where we have men instead of choku being face. You know this guy. Probably that's what was in your head. And this line right here was Cookies. Azuki mo toshi tottara anna ni shaberu no kana? Which was translated, if Azuki grows old, I wonder if we'll talk about it. That's a good guess. The first part was right. Azuki mo toshitara, which is when Azuki gets old. But a really important part here was the mo, the even here, which would probably translate it better as also in this specific context. Will Azuki also, when she gets really old, in that kind of way, shaberu will talk like that? So he's wondering if when she gets old, if she'll talk like that rather than like we'll talk about it, being able to just blah 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 blah. Because like if you remember, like they were barely able to talk earlier when they met, is the comparison. でもすげえいい人ですげえ美人だったじゃん. He says, well, but you know, she was so amazing and she was super pretty. And this panel over here is going to go to Cookie. おじいちゃん、惚れるのわかるよ. I get why your uncle fell in love with her. And the next bubble here goes to Anthony.
かなりロマンチストだったんだな。まさか G で、わかん、what's that? Well, I can't read the, well, what's the furigano for that? Kanji?
The oretachi part?
No. So there's like the kanji kan. The kanji kan.
Where am I?
No.
Roll? Roll?
Up. The before the
I
no.
wasn't listening. Before the no, otoko.
Okay.
Sorry, I was
Otoko no.
distracted because I was writing.
I see. Okay, so まさか G で男のロマン知ってたとは。So it's saying like かなりのロマンチストだったんだ。 Hanari no romantic. He's like a very roman roman romanticist. Masaka G de otoko. Could it be that G de otoko no roman shiteta? I don't know what this means. Like on the ground, he's a man of romance.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the G is doing here either. Masaka G. I wonder if he's saying like mm, well, Masaka can also mean indeed, but yeah, I don't know what the Earth is telling us here. I was like, what are the different meanings of Earth? Um, but he's basically saying, man, he really is a man of romance. Is basically just what it's saying. I feel like the G is probably not doing much. Maybe it's like on Earth. He's like head's not
Oh,
in the clouds, maybe. Who knows? Then it's Cookie's turn, which is otoko no roman ka, a man's romance, huh? あ、俺たちが漫画家になることも男のロマン。Us becoming manga artists will also be a man's romance. Yeah, that is what it's saying. Yeah. He's basically saying both are a man's romance. Both are very manly things to imagine. So this half of the bubble is going to go to Cookie. And this bubble right here is going to go to Anthony.
na ore tachi megumareteru yona. What's
It's
megumarete?
like to look up to somebody in a like they're like really cool or like a god or like a celebrity. Oh wait, it means to be
Uh,
blessed in. I was wrong.
bless.
We are blessed.
No.
You're right. What is this? It's just a gal is what I was thinking of. It's because this like comes with like I was blessed to be with you. Tends to be how it's used. Like they like are.
Uh,
I'm blaming my little monster for me thinking that's what I said because I just remember the girl, the two these like two nerd boys going to the pretty girl and being like, "We have been blessed to be in front of you." And to me, I was like, "Yeah, it's like following." Sorry. So yeah, to be blessed.
yeah.
So what
Okay.
does it
So,
mean?
we were blessed.
Exactly. We are blessed. みんなが応援してくれる. We're being cheered on by everybody. And then Cookie's part was 最高のおじさんの好きだった人が小豆の母ちゃんってのも運命的だし and he hasn't done it yet. It's fate that the person that your uncle loved was Azuki's mom. Yeah, it's very. If he gets it, I think a little bit more like vague, feeling like it's like fate with the techie part of it, because it's like more like an adjective, vibey kind of word. Um, this bubble right here is gonna go to Anthony.
俺絶対この夢現実にするよ。俺絶対この夢現実にする。I'm going to like definitely make this dream into a reality.
Perfect. 俺じゃなくて俺たちね. It's not I, it's us. 確かに俺は恵まれている. I certainly am blessed. 俺たちね. It's us who are blessed. And this part of the bubble is going to go to Cookie. And the first bubble over here is going to go to Anthony.
あずきの母さんがおじいさんの好きな人だったってのも運命に感じるけど、Azuki's mom was my uncle's lover. His like person.
Yeah.
I can feel the destiny or fate in that. But
You're right.
yeah.
Perfect. And then it is Cookie's turn, which is 親父もおじいちゃんも小学生の頃、俺がおじいさんに憧れてたの分かってたと思うんだ。Which was, oops. Still thinking. All good. My dad also, yes, 親父も、じいちゃんも、yes. My dad also thinks that. That is, the おじいちゃんも、分かってた. The more here is I think. So I guess it's not he thinks, it's he 分かってた. Around the time my granddad was in elementary school. So the mo is connected with oyajimo. So we give two moles next to each other. The assumption is that these two are connected into the same idea. So if you were going toward that kind of idea, it doesn't connect well because it had to be no. Oji-chan no shogakusei koro. It just says since elementary school. So this is not defined whose elementary school. It could be the father, could be the uncle. Contextually, it's Mashiro. When I was in elementary school, when I was thinking, I think that when I was in elementary school, my dad and my uncle wakattetar. What did they wakatteru? They separated? That's not wakaru. Wakaru is to understand. I think wakareru is to part. So yes, the father and the uncle both understand that I, since I was in elementary school, 俺がじいちゃんに憧れた. Do you know what 憧れる means? To yearn for. That is a possible. In this context, it is to look up at, like to think is awesome. So altogether, it says, well, you see, I think that my dad and my grandpa knew since I was in elementary school that I looked up to my uncle. Admire, exactly. Doo-doo-doo. This right here is going to go to Cookie, and then first one in front is going to go to Anthony.
おじいちゃんはなんであのまま仕事場を残しておいたんだろう。As for my uncle, why did he like at that time? Why did he? Why was he like left at that workplace?
Yeah. Do you see how we have a san here and a chan here? It is theoretically possible to say ji-chan, but the main character doesn't do that. He calls oji-san when he refers to his uncle with a san. Who does he call with the chan? Do you know?
おじいちゃん、his
Oji-chan.
dad? Maybe his
Good.
dad.
Yeah, but I would say that should be his grandpa,
Grandpa.
right? From
Ah,
oyaji mo, oji-chan mo. So his grandpa. His grandma had 残した the shigotoba after the uncle died.
なんでOK。なんであのまま仕事場を残しておいて。Why is it like that he left he left the key to like to grandpa like that, like the workplace like that.
Yes, why did he
Why did
leave
he?
the workplace like that? Why did he not throw away the workplace after his son died? Why did he keep it preserved for like 10 years, continuing to pay rent on this workplace, right? It's
Um,
because the grandpa assumed the son would want to become a mangaka and would use that stuff, is what he's saying here, right? 親父はなぜ反対しなかったんだろうって考えると、which is Cookie's line. I still think about why my dad wasn't against it. Yes, that is what's saying. I'm thinking, specifically saying when I think it, with the tona, kangaeru tona, and he's probably going to say something with that. Looks like he's not. He's like, yeah, I was thinking that. こうなること分かって、いや、望んでたのかも. He says, oh, when something like this, I understand it. Or rather, it's more like perhaps he wished, like he wanted you to become a mangaka. This bubble right here is going to go to Cookie, and the one in front is going to go to Anthony.
親父はすぐ許してくれて、おじいちゃんは、おじいちゃんはすぐ部屋をくれた。親父はすぐ許してくれて。The grandpa that like that my dad forgave すぐ部屋をgave me the place as soon as possible.
Yeah. So yurusu does mean to forgive. That is a meaning of the word. In this context, it's the second meaning of the word, which is to give permission to to do. It has both meanings. So
Uh,
these contexts for how you translate that. So
okay.
my dad gave me permission, and my grandpa quickly gave me the room. And then Cookie's line was, 俺、あずきと結婚したい。でも漫画家になるのはもうそれだけじゃない。Which Cookie translated as, I want to marry Azuki, but I haven't already become a manga artist. Close. The first part is right. I want to marry Azuki. But, you forgot, but, 漫画になるのはもうそれだけじゃない。That's the part you got confused with. So, sore dake, right? That's that, to that, only that. So it's in the only reason why I want to become a mangaka is that I want to marry Azuki. It is Janai. So he's basically, what's been dropped in here is the reason why he wants to become a mangaka, but that's been dropped from the context. So he's saying it's not just that I want to become a mangaka because I like Azuki, but the want to become a mangaka, the want part of that is gone. I guess theoretically it's more aggressive. It says the reason why I will become a mangaka is not just because I like Azuki, is the literal translation. これでやらなきゃ男じゃない. If I don't do this, then I am not a man. I'm a sissy. 男じゃねえよ. I'm not a man. And this right here is going to go to Anthony. Anthony? 聞こえない? はい。
俺、明日、今日から自分の絵を漫画の絵にするの始める。俺、明日。I will tomorrow. No, from today, 自分の絵を漫画の絵にする。My own drawings, I'm going to like do it in a manga style drawing
Yeah,
starting today. Yeah.
exactly. Perfect. よし、俺もネームに挑戦する. Okay, in that case, I'm going to challenge myself to be making a name. And then we have the example of the extreme rough and then the actual thing. This is a pretty funny drawing for the mom. Like, what is it? Like, has like her facial expression written in there or something? Kind of funny. It's like a piece of paper on her face. before it became the actual thing. And that, yeah. And that is where we'll drop since it's a perfect spot to drop. We're like, woohoo, new chapter. So I will stop the recording.